And just bring your awareness to the warmth under your hands for a moment and start tracing up and down the calves, down the feet, and witnessing what evolves with that prompt. What feelings lie here that keep me from stepping fully into my desires? Let's create some space in your life, some space around the knees, calves, and feet through somatic practice so that your path forward feels fulfilling and possible. Welcome to Monday Movements. We're going to be going over a somatic practice of the knees, calves, and feet, so the lower limbs, ankles as well. And this is coming off the back end of last week's episode where we went through the psychosomatic associations of this area, this region of the body. So I highly recommend you go back and watch that episode just so you have some context with where we're coming from as we move into the somatic practice, into the integration of all that information from the previous episode. Now we're going to get started on the somatic practice. So finding your comfortable seated position either on a chair with your knees outstretched and down, or up in the chair like I'm going to be, or you can even be in this position on the ground, maybe with your back resting on the wall or a sofa behind you. But this position is best if seated with your legs down works. You can also do that, but just know you're going to be moving and touching everywhere from the knees down to the feet during this practice. So once you've found your kind of upright knees to chest position or down on the chair with your knees hanging down, we're going to get started. Just making sure you're comfortable in your seated position and start to rest your hands gently on your knees and start dropping into your body by softening the gaze or closing down the eyes. And just bring your awareness to the warmth under your hands for a moment, the warmth on your knees that your hands are creating, this sense of comfort. Starting to drop the awareness to the breath as well. So bringing awareness to the cadence and the pace of our breath without changing it, just noticing it. Taking a few moments to be with the breath, using your breath as the anchor as we move through this practice where any distractions from the outside world come up. Just come back to the awareness of the breath. Come back to the sensation of touch that we will be implementing throughout this practice, using touch and breath to anchor you into the session. So with your awareness on the knees, your hands on the knees, we're going to start to take the awareness even deeper into the knees by creating some clockwise circular motions just gently around the knees. You may want to use your whole hands like I am here to move them around, or even gentle and lighter fingertips in clockwise circular motions. Just taking a few moments to drop into that clockwise direction, noticing what stirs in the knees, what arises. And just sit with the sensations and the stirrings that arise here. And then reversing the direction into counter-clockwise, either with the fingertips lightly or the whole hands, circulating on the knees. Again, noticing what this direction stirs up for you. And noticing if the sensation starts to come up in one knee or the other, noting which side it's in. Remembering that conflict and grudges that we store in our knees, if they're in the right, they often correlate with that of a masculine essence, whether it be our own masculine essence within or that of someone that we know around us. And then likewise with the left, this is our feminine essence within, a conflict or a grudge within us or towards someone else of a feminine essence. And then once you feel ready and you feel like everything that's risen from this stimulus has risen, everything's stirred, begin to pause in a spot on your knees that feels good. Sit in that stillness for a moment, just witnessing everything that's risen, allowing it to take shape and form and evolve. And then once you feel ready, beginning to shift your awareness to the mental body, starting to inquire through thought form, inviting through thought form, and answer to the question, is there a feeling of resistance, pulling, or stuckness here in the knees that has surfaced and risen? Inviting these sensations to unfold further with this prompt, to come to fruition in thought form. And you might notice that whatever sensations or answers or insights come up here start to present not only in the knees, but perhaps further down the legs. Maybe the energy and sensations start to shift down the legs, down the feet, or maybe they just stay in the knees. You know, often when we have that energy of grudges and resentment, it's a little bit stubborn and resistant, so totally fine if it's presenting in the knees and that's just where it wants to stay. And then once we've sat with that for a little while and we've witnessed the evolution of the responses and insights from that mental body prompt, we're going to start to shift into the emotional body by inquiring what feelings lie here at the knees that keep me from stepping fully into my desires. You know, this could be at the knees, the calves, the feet. What feelings lie in this area that keep me from stepping fully into my desires? And at this point, it might feel nice to shift your fingertips from the knees and start tracing up and down the calves, down the feet, and witnessing what evolves with that prompt. What feelings lie here that keep me from stepping fully into my desires? And when you're doing this in your own time, just giving yourself as much space as necessary for all these insights and responses of the body to come through. No rush, no right or wrong, just witnessing. And now taking the sensations that may be remaining here in the lower legs or the knees and start to visualize a fiery red ring circulating around the knees. And with each inhale, witness the ring expand and loosen. And with each exhale, invite this ring to move down the legs from the knees. So as we breathe in, we invite this ring of fire around the knees to expand and loosen. And with every exhale, we invite it to move further down the legs. So just continuing this visualization and breath that we have in a rhythm. This ring expanding, loosening its grip, slowly moving down and out of the body, inviting the ring to move down and out of the feet, releasing from the body with this breath. Just continuing a few more cycles. Spend as much time as you need here to feel that shift. And now to bring this practice to a close, we finalize with the energetic body, taking whatever has risen to the surface and inviting the body to shift what residue remains here. Down from the knees, past the calves, to the feet and out. And you can do what I'm doing here and start applying gentle nerve strokes with a little flick on the end. From the knees, down the calves, past the ankles, down the feet and out. Just inviting whatever residue remains to release. Not being attached to whether it does release or not either. Just inviting with gentle touch. And begin to imagine warm water flowing through the knee joints. Down the calves, through the feet, pouring out of the body into Mother Earth, into Gaia, like a waterfall. Cooling off any residue of resistance, anger, frustration. Cooling that off with this visualization of the waterfall, with these beautiful gentle nerve strokes down the legs, inviting it to release to cleanse through this waterfall visualization, through the water element. And then if you're on a chair or on the floor, you can start to shift your knees down, maybe straighten them in front of you, and then place your hands gently under the crease of your knees on both sides, allowing your hands to hug the knees, create a sense of safety. And then when you feel like bringing this practice to a complete close, you can end with the incantation, I bend so I don't break. I step forward with clarity of my truest desires. Let me know how you go if you try out this practice another time after watching this instructional video, and how it feels to do these steps in your own time. I'm popping all the steps below in the caption so that you can put them into practice yourself without having to feel rushed. And if you have any profound experiences that you feel like sharing, I always love to hear it, so feel free to comment below, and I will see you next time.